Hi, Brian. How are you doing today?
I'm very well. How are you, Gilbert?
Great. No complaints so far. I know you've came to present our recent Silver Conference, virtual conference, and for some of the people who missed it, can you give us a bit of introduction about your company, Astra Exploration?
Happy to. Astra is a company that I started with some colleagues in 2020, and our focus is high-grade epithermal deposits in South America, particularly in Argentina and Chile. We've got three projects in the portfolio. We're drilling one now actively in Argentina. It's called the La Manchuria project. It's the most recent addition to the portfolio, but that is a very high-grade epithermal gold-silver system that has been producing some very good results here over the last year. So it's still a very new story to the market. Not many people have learned about it, but we're getting a lot of traction, having a lot of good success with it. We're quite excited about the upcoming year.
Great. Let's talk a couple of updates here with our audience. The first one, your April 15, the drill results show the West feeder continue to expand. So what are your immediate sort of next sort of drilling priorities? Does it change with that? And where do you see the next upside gonna be?
Yeah, there's really two things going on at La Manchuria. It's a deposit that started out as the focus on it was a bulk disseminated near surface target. And we believe that it has opportunity. Number one, that deposit, that disseminated deposit, has much more potential than previously thought. We've demonstrated that that near surface bulk tonnage deposit is growing rapidly and is open in every direction. But there's also another target there that's really even more exciting yet, and that is this high-grade feeder zone thesis. So much the same kind of system that made Cerro Negro the spectacular deposit that it is. These bulk disseminated systems that have these narrow veinlets at surface, there's plumbing systems for them somewhere. The epithermal fluids come from somewhere, and
Mm.
typically they converge into thicker, higher grade structures. So that is what is really compelling right now. And this upcoming drill program, we will have drill targets for both of those targets incorporated into that program.
We also noticed one of your recent news, you recently did a bought deal for $10 million. You've previously stated that actually the company has fully funded drill program commencing, which has the capability of increasing the share price. But so why did you decide to raise money right now instead of waiting for those results to come?
That's actually been a question that several people have asked. And yes, I have said for some time now that we do have a fully funded drill program in front of us that I think has the potential to re-rate the share price. And having said that, and I've also said too that my timing as far as financing is driven more by price and less by time because we are fully financed for that drill program. But I also have to consider too that even though we have a plan in place, oftentimes circumstances change. And one of those things in the last month and a half, 2 months has been the market volatility. And so the market has become quite volatile. I'm still quite encouraged about the potential for the drill program. But we also had a number of sophisticated, well-known resource funds that were very interested in the story, and we had a bought deal presented to us. And at the end of the day, the quality that came in, the quality of investors that came in size for this financing was absolutely spectacular. And a big part of what we've always focused on internally is quality, whether that's quality of projects, quality of personnel, quality of investors. This met the mark and exceeded it on every level. So it was a fantastic opportunity. These are funds that are well known to be long-term shareholders and long-term ongoing supporters. So it was a terrific outcome. This puts a lot of runway in front of the company to really advance this thing.
Yes, indeed. It's especially how when your share price also increases a bit during that period of time, right, recently too.
Mhm.
And let's just talk about some of your other projects too. Of course, your focus is gonna be the Manchuria, but you also have two projects like Domario and Pomper. So, how does that fit into your strategy there?
The Chilean portfolio, both Pampa Paciencia and Don Mario, are very good projects that have a lot of potential to add value. And they've been, really overshadowed by the great results from La Manchuria. And we've actually been receiving quite a bit of interest in those in the last year, but particularly since the election results in Chile. It's kind of the rush is on in Chile again. So we have done some groundwork at Don Mario, and we're going to wait for the results for those. But those are some geochemistry, some geophysics, and some alteration mapping, some low cost pre-drill work. And what we think we have there, if confirmed by the groundwork we've done, it would be an obvious tier one target. And so that project has a lot of potential. And Pampa Paciencia as well, another low sulfidation epithermal system located right beside Spence and Sierra Gorda copper mines. Very low cost drilling right there. You can drill 12 months out of the year, no problem. So a lot of opportunity from the Chilean portfolio. We weren't in a big rush to do anything with them until we saw how things were going to develop in Argentina. But there's some good interest in those, and I think that they have a good opportunity to add value in the near to medium term.
And let's just talk a bit about your capital allocation. Obviously, you're one of the company of the Michael Gentili's holdings, which is not only famous in the market, but also in this channel as well. We worked with him a few times. And well, combining that with some of the recent funds to become your shareholders, how are you going to allocate your capital now as you move forward with your exploration and some other development work?
Overwhelmingly, the budget is allocated to La Manchuria. As I mentioned, we are doing some pre-targeting work. We might decide to take a first pass of drilling at Don Mario, but that won't be for some time. That'll be next season if we do. But the money that we've raised now in this financing is allocated towards La Manchuria. That allows us to really get aggressive with exploration and drilling in the 2026 to 27 season. So that's the main focus. We do have some other things, as I mentioned, going on in the portfolio. And I think it's always worth mentioning too that we are constantly looking and evaluating other opportunities for acquisitions because there's still some good opportunities in the market to really put together a high quality portfolio of focused assets.
And finally, let's talk about your share price evaluations. You have done really well in the past 12 months, over three times the share performance already, multiple. So now in moving forward, how do you see your company being revalued in the next 12, 18 months? What kind of catalyst investors should be looking for?
The main catalyst obviously is going to be the drilling at La Manchuria. That's going to be the big thing that has the potential, I should say, the most potential to significantly re-rate the share price. So that's number one. But as I mentioned, we'll be doing other work on the Chilean assets, the Chilean portfolio. So yeah, I think that 2025 was obviously a transformational year for the company, and I think 2026 could be equally as exciting, particularly with the drilling coming up. La Manchuria, we've got 5,000 meters minimum that we're just starting now. And later in the year, we'll look to really increase that through the rest of 2026 and into 2027.
Great. Nice talking to you, Brian, for this update. Hoping to speak with you again very soon on some of your more updates and exploration results at all.
Thank you, Gilbert. Great to be here. Appreciate it.